going to start with something called number system. That is the first chapter that we are going to do for class 9. So the first thing that we are going to understand is what exactly is number system. What exactly are numbers? In the very beginning, there used to be only numbers which started with 1 and were carried on 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on and so forth. These numbers were called natural numbers. We are all aware of natural numbers. So these numbers were called natural numbers. Now, as time passed, slowly people started realizing that there needs to be something called zero also, and the significance of zero is absence of something. So if something is not there, we need to say that zero things are present there, which means there is nothing absolutely present. So when zero was added to natural numbers, it became whole numbers. It became whole number, and as you know, zero was given by Aryabhat, who was an Indian. So after zero and natural number came, the life was pretty much sorted. People started understanding that there is something called absence of it, and there is something called that numbers exist. But gradually, people also started realizing that though we start from zero and we go right on the right hand side on the number line, but what if things are in negative? For example, if I had 5 rupees and I gave somebody 5 rupees, I am A and I gave B 5 rupees, and when I asked him to give back 5 rupees, he gave it back to me, but I also needed some money, so he gave me 6 rupees. In this case, if he had returned me back 5 rupees, I would have written that 0 rupees lies with me. But now, if he has given me 6 rupees, how will you denote that? If he has given me 6 rupees, which means you are in deficit. And the concept of deficit, the concept that something can go in negative also gave rise to, yes, it gave rise to integers. And integers means, and these are the things that we have learned in class 7 and 8, but just for a quick revision we are doing it. So first came natural numbers. Natural numbers are all the counting numbers that we are aware of, and then came whole numbers. Whole numbers included 0, and then came integers. The integers were those numbers like -2, -1, and so on and so forth. So it included 0, it includes 1, 2, but they are also complete numbers. Just understand that integers are also rounded numbers. They are, though they have this negative sign, but they are complete numbers, whole numbers. Now, integers were also fine. Then came a concept called fractions. Now, fractions का मतलब क्या होता है? Fractions का मतलब होता है, if you have one pizza and you and your sister want to divide it, then one person will get one part and the other, being the bossy one, will get 3 parts. Now, the one who will get one part, how will he tell that, I have got less part, or I just got little less than my brother, or how will you actually denote it? So, we write 1 divided by 4, and here we will write 3 divided by 4. Now, this was fine. Again, it was related to whole numbers and fractions were introduced, जिसमें हमने कहा कि भाई 1/4, 3/4, anything which has whole numbers in it. Even if I write 12/24, it is a fractional number. Fractional numbers basically show us that things are getting divided between the numbers which are in denominator. Good, it was great. But then somebody thought of this brilliant idea that why should fractions be part of only whole numbers? Fractions should be there in integers as well. And plus, this number can be further, it is very difficult, 12 out of 24. So this number should be in its lowest form. First, this number should be in its lowest form, and second, why should it only be positive? It can be for negative, it can be for integers as well. So there came a concept of rational numbers. अभी rational numbers को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Any number of the form p by q where p and q are part of integers and q is not equal to 0, and this is very 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 important. So you will always have to remember this, that q is not equal to 0, that number is called rational number. That number is called rational number. So we will try to understand it once more. First we have something called natural numbers. After natural numbers, there came something called whole numbers. Natural numbers were all the counting numbers starting from 1, 2 and so on. Whole numbers included natural numbers plus 0. Then there came something called integers. Integers are all the whole numbers plus negative numbers as well. And then finally there came something called rational numbers, and rational numbers are denoted by q. There is also, and rational numbers are of the form p by q. Now there are a couple of things that we are going to understand why they are denoted. One is why it is denoted by q, पहली चीज. दूसरी चीज, why they are denoted by as p by q, which means as a fraction. And तीसरी चीज, why p and q needs to be a part of integers. And fourth thing, why q cannot be equal to 0. So there are few major things that you need to understand. First thing is why it is denoted by q. Why it is denoted by q? Because whenever you divide, so p by q के form में है, and whenever you divide one number from another number, तो remainder theorem rule क्या कहता है कि you are always you might get 0 as remainder, but you will always get some quotient. Some quotient will definitely be there, and hence we denote this by q. Second is why in the form p by q, and how if it is in the form of p by q, तो वो इंटीजर को कैसे कंटेन कर सकता है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? अगर कोई नंबर p by q के फॉर्म में है तो उसमें इंटीजर कैसे हो सकता है? हाउ कैन इट अ इंटीजर फिट इनटू? राइट नाउ वी जस्ट सेड just now we said that it has to be in the form p by q, and now we are saying that it needs to have a integer. So how can it be in the form p by q? Now if you take any number, say for example I take 13, it is pretty much possible for me to write 13 as 13 by 1. It need not be even those numbers which looks complete by itself are being divided by 1, and that is why we call them in the form p by q. So it is necessary that in p by q both numerator and denominator, that is in rational number, both numerator and denominator needs to be an integer. It has to be an integer. Now going further, so we have understood it has to be an integer, it has to be in the form p by q, and q cannot be equal to 0. Now please understand one thing very clearly. p by q में तुम बोलोगे q तो is an integer, so q has to be a part of integer and 0 is an integer, so isn't it obvious that q has to be 0? But we know any number divided by 0 is infinity, and infinity is not a real number. Infinity actually एक number है, so as नहीं है. As you will grow up, you will learn that इसके ऊपर भी और होता है. There is something called real number, and then there is something called imaginary numbers. कुछ numbers ऐसे होते हैं जो सिर्फ हमारे मन में है, real में exist नहीं करते. Those are the things which you will learn in class 11. But for now, we are focusing on rational numbers and irrational numbers. So infinity is definitely not a real number, and since it is not a real number, it is not part of the real world. रियल में infinity exist, रियल numbers में infinity exist नहीं करता, and hence we will say, and we will have to remember that q is not equal to 0. Now we'll go further. Now there are two questions that we need to do. First is represent 5 by 3 and minus 5 by 3, and you can note this down on number 9. Now this also I am hoping that you know how to do, but still we will do it once more. So what we need to do, first we will represent 5 by 3. 5 by 3 we know it will be on the right hand side. We will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here we have 5. So here we have 5. Here we have 5 on the number line. Now this number line, this 5 we are going to divide into 3 parts. We'll roughly take a scale and we will divide it into 3 parts. This will be, no sorry, yeah. Yes. So this will be 5 by 3, this will be 10 by 3, and this will be 15 by 3. 15 by 3 we know is 5. And basically what we have done, we have taken number 5 on the number line, and then we have divided it into the number of parts which the denominator asks us to do, and so we get the number. Similarly here what we are going to do, we are going to divide again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. And this 5 minus 5 we are going to divide into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. This will be -5 by 3, and this will be 5. -10 by 3, and this will be -15 by 3, which is definitely -5. So this is the way we do. Now the second question that you need to try is represent 8 by 5 and -8 by 5 on number line. How will you do? Again, same thing you will do. You will draw a line. You will take 0. Now here I am not going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. It is roughly understood that 8 will be somewhere here. I am going to divide it into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This will be 8 by 5. This will be 16 by 5. 24 by 5. 32 by 5, and 40 by 5. So here I am getting the number. Similarly here also you will get -8 by 5 if you divide the -8 into 5 parts. I hope it is clear. You want to try? So next question that you are going to do is, yes, find, we'll take a break now.